Whoa, welcome back to the Devil's Playground. How are you, Harry?
Very good.
Good. Well, we've got some interesting stuff to throw at you this week. Before we do, I want to send out a message to a few, maybe more than one person, but certainly a good friend of mine, Mike from Sherlock's Apprentice, who seems to think, Harry, that we are promoting the idea of Satan, and really, I don't see it that way. We are just identifying the difference between the God character and the Satan character, which is the spirit and the ego within all of us. The Satan represents the ego. I mean, think about that biblical quote where Satan took Jesus to the highest mountain and said, "You can have all this if you fall down and worship me," which basically is if you worship materialism, you can have anything that you desire. What do you think?
Well, no, I think you're right on 100%. Look, the thing is that the people have to understand they need to shed this idea of the horned and pitchforks, the red guy in the red suit. We're not talking about that. We're talking about if your God that you're subservient to is Yahweh and he is harming you because you don't believe in him, if he's telling his people to attack you because you don't believe in him, you are the one going against him. So you are his adversary. That's the definition of what shaitan in Islam means. So that's all we're saying. We're not saying we are Satanists.
No,
We
not at
believe in
all.
this, that we believe in this sacrificial system. No, this is his system, and he's turned the tables. He's inverted it all and made us the fall guy. So he is trying to make us seem like we're the evil one. We're not. We are the ones going against the one who is in control of this realm, and we need to break free of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, remember the last one that we did when we were talking about pi. You know, we had that picture of the so-called realm with the 22 dots.
Mhm.
Well, apparently somebody made a comment that we were talking about that at 22 minutes and 7 seconds, 22:07. And guys, what Harry and I do, we come on here, we go 3, 2, 1, we both hit the record button, and when we finished, we stop recording, and then I just upload it to the channel. And that video was 30 minutes and 14 seconds, 3.14. I mean, you can't, you know, this is not done deliberately, but the one before that, when we were talking about the 102 years, the 19 years, when I went to Logan's channel and decoded myself, everything in the English gematria, my name, even the house that I grew up at, including the postcode, all comes to 11 in English gematria, 8 in Chaldean. 8 plus 11 is 19. My birthday adds up to 19. The 11, the 101, you know, my birthday is October the 1st, 101. And even my phone number, the family phone number back in the 70s, you know, when before mobiles, was 74047. Well, it's 11011, right? You can't make this up. And I'm going to show you something at the end of this presentation, guys, that blew me away. Absolutely blew me away. This was just over a year ago now. But that particular video, Harry, when we were talking about the 19, that was what was it, 30, 34? I forget the time, but the numbers added up to 11. I uploaded it in the afternoon. When I got up the following morning to jump online and check the comments, we got 1.11 subscribers. You know what I mean? And this is just how this happens is beyond me. But we're going to be talking about this, these seeing numbers, probably in a few days. Harry, you're putting something together that is pretty mind blowing.
Well, everyone talks about how they see either the 1 1 1 1. I see the 1 2 3 4. Others see the sevens everywhere. But on the clock, a lot of people see some of the same numbers. I'm going to show you why we do see these numbers and why we don't see them. And when we do see them, we know it's part of that breadcrumb trail that helps us kind of wake up to this, what's really happening.
I've been coaching a young lady who's going for her IELTS test on Monday, and I've been coaching her the last couple of months on that. And I was talking to her yesterday, and I said, "When's your test?" She said, "Monday afternoon." I said, 3 o'clock. She says, "How do you know it's 3 o'clock?" Because the clock on my wall stopped at 3 o'clock. And it's literally 3 o'clock, and the second hand is on the 12 as well. It's bang on 3 o'clock. Yeah, you can't make this up. Well, that leads me into something. When I noticed this connection with the pi, the 3.14, and we know that that's what runs this realm. I was talking to a couple of friends online about this phenomena, and I'm not going to mention any names because, you know, for obvious reasons, but one of them told me that their father died when they were very young, right? My friend was like 2 when her dad died, and of course that would have been a bit of a shock. But anyway, grew up, got married, you know, you have kids, and my friend's son tragically died at 19 years old. But the crazy thing is that my friend's father and son both died of the same injuries, exactly the same injuries, or due to the same injuries. You can't make that up. And I got to thinking, and I'm like, well, I wonder if the son was the reincarnation of the father. And then I got to thinking, because when I was a kid, guys, I was, you know, I haven't seen my dad for 3 years because, you know, I'm stuck where I am and he's stuck where he is. But when I was a kid, I was really close to my dad, like really close. But his dad died the year before I was born. I never knew him. And I also don't remember my dad or my gran ever going to visit my granddad's grave. So that kind of got me thinking as well. You know, is it possible that we see these, like what we call the scum, but people call the elite, making plans 300, 400 years in advance? Do they know that they are going to come back? I mean, am I my dad's father reincarnated as his son? And is that why we get a memory wipe? And it was really interesting because I was pondering over this yesterday, and there's a channel that I watch called Forever Conscious Research Channel. I'll put a link. I'll try and remember to put a link either in the show notes or the pinned comment to one that he did yesterday. You don't need to watch it, just listen to it. But it's basically, it's a guy filming himself while he's doing DMT. And guys, it is absolutely incredible. I thought my eyes were open, but after going through this potential notion with you know, with my friend, and I ran it by another friend, just the idea, and she came back and said definitely. There's a young lady in our Telegram group, Katie, who she's Indian, she lives in India, and I just ran the idea past her, and she's well into all the Indian text. She knows all about the Mahabharata and the Popol Vuh and all that kind of stuff. And she went, yeah, it's common. Very, very common. She says, you know, granddad dies and he might come back as my son when I have a baby. Yeah, common in India. I'm like, whoa, this is crazy. So, you know, Harry, you and I, we've spoken about our higher self and getting in touch with your higher self, and I've got about as much positive evidence as I could possibly think of right now, and I'm going to show you at the end of today's presentation. So let's get into the PPT. All right, let me just get rid of that. All right, so the world is a planet. We're going to have a bit of fun with some English words, guys, because we know that you like, some of you out there, you like how we play with the English. If it doesn't open, it's not your door. I thought that was very profound. I actually got that from Logan, from Logan's channel.
Yeah,
all right.
I mean, you're just knocking on the wrong door.
Yeah. Now this, of course, this thing came out yesterday. I mentioned it on Zach's Free to Find Truth, and somebody today had come up with this. I think it's absolutely brilliant. I'm not going to read it out for obvious reasons, but you can read that yourself. And apparently this is from Futurama, you know, and people are going to say, yeah, there's the 33, the three windows, you know, the three figures, the three circles. Yeah, but I mean, look, guys, you know, it's sheer mockery. I had to throw this in. I had to throw this in. When you think of what the anagram actually is, and then, you know, I forget where I found that. Might be in a Telegram group, but all right. So planets, plan it. Remember, our lives are scripted. We live in a movie script, a game, a simulation. We've spoken about it ad nauseum on the channel. Everything is set to be regarded as being outside of us. We look for the savior. And I was listening to Michelle Gibson yesterday, and she was talking about this. And I thought she said, I, self, law, am master. In other words, I am master of my law. And what is my law? There is only one law: do no harm. That's it. There is nothing else. But when I looked it up, because I've known for a long time that Allah is arm, leg, arm, head. I've known that for a long time. But this person had made this, said, I, self, Lord and Master. I myself is Lord and Master. So you can take it whichever way you want. But what's interesting here is the study of Islam, the science, not Islam, the creed. Okay, so remember, arm, leg, arm, head. Look at this word, allies, all lies, everything. Since I've had this this grandfather thing to contemplate and that experience with my friend, everything, guys, it's actually worse than we thought when it comes to the deception. You know, people wave this, it's a double cross. Oh no, it's the England flag and the Scotland flag. I don't care. It's a double cross. Just as this, Harry, for those of you that don't know, Harry is native Greek. Greek is his first language. CH in Greek is X. Am I right, Harry?
Yeah, it's the letter he. He is the equivalent of our ch in English. So yeah, you have the ch, which is a double cross. You are double crossed.
Yep. Now, everything in this realm is connected to water. So why am I showing a lady's hip or hips? Because hips is an anagram of ship. Move the S to the end, you get hips. The same as words. Move the S from the end of words, put it at the front, you get sword. And they say words are swords. A ship is known as a she because a ship berths. If you go on a cruise, Harry, you sleep in a berth on a ship, and women birth from their hips. This little thing in American English is known as, you pronounce it buoy, right, Harry?
Yeah, we call it buoy. You guys call it buoy.
We call it a buoy. Yeah, a floating buoy. In the UK, it's pronounced as buoy, not buoy, but it's spelled B-U-O-Y. Yeah, which is you backwards. Be you. Be yourself. Be you. Again, if you move the B to the end of, so it becomes U-O-Y-B, and then read it backwards, it's be you. Be yourself. These are known as seamen. You can't make this up, guys. Are you with us? Are you on board? Are you on board with that idea? We're all online right now. Online. Remember last week we talked about school of fish online. We are surfing the net. Computers have ports. We use a pen to write a sentence. A pen is a confine, a prison sentence. You are confined in your cell. Batteries have cells, bodies have cells. Before a lady gives birth, she has contractions. We are born of water from her canal. Well, in English grammar, we have contractions. I am becomes I'm. We are, we're, I have, I've, etc. Cannot, can't. Well, what about this one for a contraction? How do we become wise? By asking questions. Why is wise. The same as it's, he's, she's, wise. Okay, when a baby is born, if the mother breastfeeds, she feeds from her mammary gland. Now, up to yet, everything's been about water. If you look at our podcast called Inner G, energy, G is energy. G is us, Jesus, G is us. That's either one or two podcasts ago. Where does a baby get its inner G? From mum's G land, not from the water. Mam means mum, mother. Mary is mother. Remember the Jesus figure from the Bible. Mary was his mum and Mary was his wife, girlfriend, whatever you want to. And if you break the word mammary into two, you get mam, Mary, mother, mother. All encoded in the language. Right. Let me just stop the share for a moment because I want to introduce this story. Talking about higher self. Well, when I came to this little tiny town back in 2018, I signed a 2-year contract with the school. So when that was coming up for renewal last year, I'm the only foreign person in this little town. Should I renew or should I go somewhere else? So what I kind of got into the habit of doing is when I go to bed at night, if I'm pondering something, I ask my higher self, just expecting a yes or no answer. And on this particular occasion, it's funny how the Bible says, don't look for signs. Well, you know, what is it when you do a video? You mentioned pie, and the video happens to be 30 minutes and 14 seconds long. You know, if that, or you wake up, you know, being surrounded all my life by the number 11, and wake up and we got 1,100, and it was 1.11, whatever that means. So there are 2 supermarkets in this town that I use. And pretty much when you go, you know, like Harry, when you go to the supermarket, you want to buy fruit, vegetables, it's all weighed, right? Well, in China, it's the same with eggs. You know, buying eggs is the same as buying apples. You know, you put them in a bag, check them, they weigh them, just the same as if you're buying fruit. So this particular day, I'm still pondering. I hadn't had an answer from my. Usually when I ask this kind of question, I'll wake up in the morning and I kind of inherently know the answer. Well, on this particular occasion, I didn't. Whether or not my higher self was having a bit of fun, and I think she was. So I go to the supermarket, and everything I bought, everything had to be weighed. Everything. Okay. So I hadn't bought anything that was in a packet, or you know, I just gone and got some fruit, veggies, eggs.
You couldn't just say, okay, I'm going to put all these things together,
No,
and it's going to come out to this total. You have,
no,
there's no way you could have.
no. So when the lady put everything through the register, the cash register, my eyes popped out of my head, because it was 1111110, and I'm like, what? So the 117.01 was the total. Then there was a discount. You know how supermarkets, or if you buy so much of this, you get a. So that was the discount, the 590, and I gave her 112. But that was the bill, 11110, and I'm like, you can't make this up. So I was laughing. I'm like, whoa, could that just have been a fluke? So a couple of days later, I'm still pondering the question, should I sign a new contract? So I went to the other supermarket, and I thought, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to buy a load of fruit and veggies, and that was the bill. 11010. So we got 4 ones on that one, and we've got 3 ones on that one. The 110.10. Now, what do you think I did, Harry? Do you think I just called my boss and said, yeah, get the contract ready and I'll sign it?
Yeah, somehow you couldn't just see that and not think you had an answer.
Absolutely. So
I mean, look, I think there's a high percentage of people who would have never noticed the number to begin with, and others that would have noticed would just still just not cared.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and guys, this was 2 consecutive times. So let's say the first one was on a Monday, right, when I got the 111 and 10, and then the next time would have been the Wednesday or the Thursday, and I went to the other supermarket and I got the 11010. So there was no visit to a supermarket any time between those 2 trips. They were consecutive trips, right? And I was, that's why I kept the receipts. You know what I mean? I never keep receipts, but I kept the receipts because it's never happened again. It's never happened since. I've never, ever, ever had that happen again. And this was I'm trying to find the date. It was last year, 2020, June 24 last year. So again, you know, you I know I say it all the time, you can't make this up. So. All right, guys. So a bit of food for thought there. Welcome again to all our new subscribers. Please hit the like button or the dislike button. It doesn't really matter. We hope you hit the like button. Feel free to share any of our stuff. It's all open source. And yeah, leave your awesome comments below. We love the comments. We love the comments.
It seems like the comments are getting more and more. The thinking is just getting higher. Higher thinking.
Yeah, the depth that that people are going to or seeing, and then they're making comments, and your guys, your comments help us with our creativity. They push us, they help us, they give us ideas, things that we can, oh, I didn't see that before, oh yeah, oh, you know, we are, and I know, Harry, from some comments, somebody made a comment only today on the Orphan Train video, and said that it was the best information on that topic she'd ever seen. She said, I'm going back to number one, your first video. I'm gonna binge watch. She was absolutely blown away because of what the information that she'd already got, and then when she watched our video, it kind of pulled it all together for her, seemed to tie it all together. But that works both ways, because with some of the comments that you guys give us, that helps Harry and I tie other things together. Yeah.
And a lot of times, like you're looking at your receipt, right? It's the subtleties that really make the connections that no one's really paying attention to. It's not going to be some astronomical event like a eclipse or a earthquake or something that everyone can remember. It may just be something personal to you that's going to make such an impact that if you just slowed down and looked at the roses on the side of the road instead of buzzing past on the freeway, those are the things that can sometimes jog your memory to remember, or at least to know what to look for.
The road is littered with flat squirrels, my friend.
That's true.
All right, guys, we'll leave it there. I mean, I don't even have a timer. I mean, I don't know how long we've been going, and I won't know until this video is up and processed on the channel, and I'll see the timestamp. I've got no idea how long we've been going. We you know, we kind of instinctively seem to know when we've been going for around half an hour. Yeah. But you know, I've got no timer.
And no editing. We're not doing any editing. No. It's just start record, stop record, and we introduce every time it's Nigel saying, "Hey, we're back," or "This is the Devil's Playground." That's it. There's no editing whatsoever.
Not at all. All right, guys. We'll see you. We'll see you midweek. All right. Take care. Much love.
Bye-bye.
Bye.